Hey everyone, this is Sean Butner, certified high performance coach and host of the Meaningful Revolution podcast. And I am really grateful that you're watching this video, right? Because if you're here, you're probably someone that wants to have a big change in their life, right? You're not going around on the internet, ending up on a page like this. If there wasn't something calling you in your life to a higher level of service, to a higher level of abundance, to a higher quality of life. And first off, I want to honor that, right? So if you're here, I am so grateful that somehow fate connected us and we're now, interacting kind of in that weird internet way. But what I love about certified high performance coaching is I get to work with people that are hungry. They're people that might have tried reading books or going to seminars or doing trainings to have an improvement in their life in a meaningful way. And you probably got some success, but maybe you didn't get that success as quick as you wanted. Or maybe you didn't get the result that you really wanted. Or maybe you are not able to change your habits or mindsets or behaviors. You know what you got to do, but whatever, inertia, whatever you want to call it, gets in the way. And you sit on the couch instead of going for that run. You autopilot through your day instead of taking that time to really take care of yourself and go see the sun before the sun goes down, before you commute back to work. So if you're here, I am just thrilled that you're a little bit interested in learning more about certified high performance. And so what I'll do is I'll share why people really love to work with me, and I'll share 4 reasons why people really love high performance coaching and how it's different from all that others. And then if you are still interested, how we can get you into that next step. So first off, people love to hire me as a coach when they need clarity in their life. Now, this shows up in, sometimes you feel like you're in a rut and you're not sure what the next step is. Sometimes you know that you're in an environment that's not really authentic and it's slowly killing you, right? And so that's when people are like, well, maybe I need to make that move to a different company, move to a different job, move to a different part of the country, move, there's some type of big life decision that they're trying to make, and they need some help walking through it. And that's what a coach is really great at. They're great at being with you, asking you the right questions, and from a different perspective, high performance perspective in my case. But they're really great at helping you get crystal clear on who you are authentically, what you're doing, how you're showing up in the world, right? Not letting you avoid things that maybe you don't want to see. And they're really great at helping you get that clarity of vision and that clarity on the next steps that you need. And as high performers, we know that the people that are constantly seeking clarity tend to perform higher anyways. So it's part of the curriculum. But so many times people are like, hey, I want to switch a job. How do I talk through this? Or they're like, hey, I don't know why I'm not changing this habit in my health. Could you help me figure it out? So a coach is really, again, great for that. And so clarity is one of the first big reasons why people hire me as a coach. The second is congruence, right? So another word for this is accountability, and it got a little fuzzy there. But people tend to hire me when they need to really show up in their lives authentically and to follow through on the things that they want, right? So, and it's really funny how this works. It's really simple, where people might say like, hey, I really believe in living a healthy lifestyle. And then they spend the whole week eating junk food on the couch, drinking booze, and, not sleeping well. And so they're like, I'm a health nut, but you're overweight and you have all these bad habits that are contributing to you not having the energy you want. And so a skilled coach can point that out, hold that space for you, not judge you for it, but just be like, hey, what's going on here? You think you're a health nut, you're not doing the healthy things, you don't have healthy results in your life, so where's the disconnect here? And that question itself can be really powerful, and like, oh, I didn't think that I was doing it this way. And so that's another example of why it's really great to hire a coach. Also, people go in for challenge, right? A certified high performance coach in particular is paid to push. So if you are comfortable in your job, you're comfortable in your relationship, when you hear the word comfort, where like things are good, they're not exciting, they're not great, that's usually because we feel safe, which is great, but we've lost our performance edge. We've lost that critical thinking of how can I do this job better? How can I show up in my relationship better? How can I show up in my health better? And we stagnate, we plateau, we stop thinking about what that next vision, that next level is for us. And so as a coach, a lot of times it's through a little bit of joking and cajoling, but I'll ask you, if you've never had anyone ask you, how can you do this in half the time? I do this thing for my work all the time. How could you do it in half the time? It gets you thinking about what you're, that particular task in a different way. And that can make it fun again. It can make it feel like you're progressing and growing as a professional again. And there's a sense of joy in that. There's a sense of excitement. There's a sense of really feeling like you're operating at the top. So there's a confidence ultimately that comes from that. And so that's why people love challenge in a coach. And I think any great coach will push you out of your comfort zone with your best self in. And that's what leads us to the fourth point, which is camaraderie. Again, that got blurry. Sorry, guys. But people hire me as a coach, or hire a coach in general, because they want someone that is fighting for their best self. And that could show up in, I want to go start a business, but I have this feeling and fear in the back of my head that I'm not going to be enough to make it successful. And in those moments when that fear wins and you're telling yourself, oh, I really screwed up, I can't do this, a coach is there to help you, one, challenge that thought, but two, be like, hey, this is the first day of your business. It's going to kind of suck. It's going to be a roller coaster. It's part of the process. Let's figure out how we get you back on track. Let's figure out how we start getting you results, and away you go, right? And so there's that sense of, there's some things you might not be able to talk to with your spouse or a close friend because they have an agenda or an idea of who you are as a person, where a great coach will suspend that judgment. They will take it at face value, and again, we'll know what that best version of yourself that you've defined for yourself, and we will fight for you. And we will fight for that person, and we will show up and not allow you to half-ass it, right? We will be really pushy and reminding you, hey, there's a better person that you've identified, that person yourself that's wanting to get out, and we need to reconnect with that. And so that camaraderie of celebrating the wins as you go through it, and helping you course correct when things go sideways or not the way you planned, is another wonderful reason why people hire a coach and hire me as a coach. So what makes certified high performance different than other types of life coaching or career coaching? And why is it the best equipped to give you clarity, to give you camaraderie, to give you challenge, to give you the other one, congruence? So how does high performance really help you with those 4 points in particular? Well, first off, it's a science-based process, which means there's a curriculum. When you hire a certified high performance coach, whether it's me or one of my peers, we all operate off of the same process. And we also each year spend a whole week really making sure we're getting the skills that we need to help guide people through at the highest level of skill. So a lot of other coaching programs or people that just hang their hat as a life coach, they don't have that particular curriculum. And so it can be really dependent on you how the conversation goes. And for a lot of folks outside of the certified high performance coaching world, they do a fantastic job. So it's not me, saying like everyone's bad or everyone's not great in this particular way. But you might get into a conversation where you talk to your coach and they're like, did you do the things you promised to do last week? And you go yes or no, and then you talk about it a little bit. And you're like, well, what are you going to do for next week? And, if you are humming along or in the middle of a project, you don't have anything to talk about. And so why are you paying a coach to just say, oh, I'll have that thing next week, right? Really quickly, people will pick up on, you know what? I could write a Post-it note and look at it every day and have the same type of interaction. But a certified high performance coach has an outcome plan for each of the sessions, right? So the coaching package typically is 12 sessions, and you go through the same 12 things in the core coaching program that we offer. And so we're going to be talking about clarity, how clear you are, just like we were talking about in the 4 points on why I love coaching and people tend to hire me. We'll talk about your energy, how you're showing up physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and are you having that sense of vibrancy that you want in your life? We'll talk about courage, and are you taking bold action towards those big dreams, those big goals, those big missions and purposes that you have in your life that drive you, get you up in the morning excited? Or are you avoiding things? And we will quickly find the things that you're avoiding, and we will have those uncomfortable conversations of helping you confront that. But there's power in that, right? It's not just to point out the things that you're avoiding, it's to get you the momentum in your life again. And there's something really magical about that. So, high performance coaching also talks about productivity, right? So what are you focused on? How effective are you? Effective is a really good word for productivity, because sometimes you could be really, really busy, but if you're not doing those things that are advancing your projects, advancing your missions, advancing your purpose, advancing what you want in life, we call that busy work, and we need to figure out a way to shift that or remove that from you. So, talking about productivity is something we talk about a lot in high performance. And then it's people skills. Can you convince people to take action, to join your cause, to support you when you need it? And sometimes you need a process and structure or strategy to help you lead more effectively. Sometimes you need some role playing and just talking things out with someone that will help make sure that you are as influential and have the leadership capability that you are most able to have. So, those are, the first 5 sessions of high performance coaching are that, plus, the very first one being what are you focused on? And let's have that conversation. The back half of certified high performance coaching is mastering your psychology. So what are those habits you're consistently doing to have a positive, open, resilient mindset? And that's such a big topic, and that's why we do, the other 6 earlier, right? Because psychology is kind of a meatier topic, and so you really deep dive into your psychology, how you show up, and mindsets, and all that type of stuff that tend to hurt people or hold them back from achieving greatness. And we're trying to unlock that for you. We'll talk about your physiology, again, to revisit that conversation, go deeper in activating your energy on all cylinders. We'll talk again about your productivity and distractions. We'll talk about your people skills, purpose, and presence in the last half of it. And each of those sessions, whether you're having a good day, you're having a bad day, you have a bunch to talk about, you don't have anything to talk about, will help guide your process through, and help you get breakthroughs, right? And what are breakthroughs? Breakthroughs generally are something that helps you self-discover. It helps you make a decision. It helps you live better, or it helps you improve your performance, right? So it's an insight in one of those 4 ways that will change behavior. And that's, when I can help people, have their eyes light up and go, oh, I get it now, right? That's a super exciting moment in a coaching relationship. I live, and that's why I do this. I absolutely love those moments, and I can't wait to have some of those moments with you. So you might be thinking, like, how do I get started, right? That sounds like a lot. I'm not sure if I'm ready for it or not. Well, here's the good news, right? I have two different ways that you can get started, but they all start the same way, right? And they all start with you filling out a high performance application. Now, what this questionnaire is it'll get you thinking a little bit about your life in regards to your performance. You'll do some self grading, you'll answer some questions to help me get a feel for what you're struggling with, what your vision is for yourself. So it's not just me like talking a lot, right? Because it should be focused on you. And that prepares us for a 1-hour strategy session where we go over the questionnaire. I identify a couple of quick wins for you, and we build you a plan that you can go out and build and implement in the world immediately to help you achieve quicker, get some momentum, or more momentum on whatever you are dreaming of, that next level for you. And so I offer that in two different ways. So you fill out that application. After you fill out that application, you're given two choices, right? You can sign up for free and have a free 1-hour strategy session. And what'll happen is that session will be recorded, and I'll use that for marketing to show people how coaching works, the power of high performance coaching. And so you can inspire other people to, figure out if coaching is for them or not. And that helps me also get the word out. So it's more of a trade. It's time for content essentially. Or if you're like, I don't want what I'm going to talk about out on the internet, there's an option for you to pay for a private strategy session. So, and what that is, they're both the same. It's both a Zoom call. One's recorded, one is not recorded, or we can record it but not have it put out in the world because we paid for it. And at the end of that private strategy session, if we think it's a good fit and you're interested in purchasing a coaching package, one of my coaching packages, we'll take that fee of the private session off. So you have two amazing ways to get in the game to see if high performance coaching is. If you're a little bit on the fence, take me up on that free offer. I really don't care which way. I love helping people, but I do know that if there's something on the line, people tend to take the session a little bit more seriously. People tend to get a little bit more results. So if you are able to, I encourage the private strategy session just because people tend to open up a little bit more. But if you're not sure, again, that free session is just as good. It's the same process. It's just one, again, I'll use for marketing and for highlighting how this coaching process works. Full disclosure, probably on YouTube mostly, maybe a little bit on Instagram. And then the private session is private, and then we go from there. So on the call, we will build your plan. I'll walk you through, and I'll explain a little bit more about what high performance is, my story in it. But most of the call will be helping you and getting to know you a little bit and identifying the areas where I can help you out the most. Building the plan, giving you some high performance strategies. At the end of the call, again, if we both think it's a good fit, I'll tell you about my coaching programs or my other programs. If not, no worries. We've had an amazing session. I know I'll have a bunch of breakthroughs for you because I've been doing this for years and years and years now. And we can do that. And you can do this. And it's really exciting. So I hope if you're on the fence, check it out. It's awesome. Just get started by hitting the apply button below. It takes 15 to 20 minutes to go through that questionnaire application. If you are really thinking about it, if you're a little bit quicker, I'll know. And I will filter out people that just kind of don't respond. Just try to get through the process. So I'll leave that out there. If you're not going to take it seriously, then we won't meet one way or the other. So also on the private strategy session, if for any reason I decide that, hey, I can't work with you, or there's a time crunch and we can't make things happen in the next 2 weeks, I'll give you a refund for free, or a full refund, no questions asked. That's what I meant. That's a free a refund for free. I'll refund you 100%. No worries. It's not shady or whatever, but schedule your call. We'll get on it. So let's make this year your year to break through, to reach that next level, to really level up your life in a way that books and training programs and seminars can't, right? One-on-one with a coach, guiding you through a science-based process that gets people results. The people self-report a 9.7 out of 10, which is insane, over hundreds of thousands of sessions done by my fellow high-performance coaches. So this process works, that people love it. I love doing it. I can't wait to show you guys. So hit the application. Let's get on a call together and let's make this your best year yet. Take care. What did you love about the experience of high performance coaching?
I loved so much about high performance coaching with you. I mean, number one, it was the space and it was the commitment. That was huge. Having this space to do this reflection. But then also that it wasn't just you showing up and saying, whoa, how was your week? What do you want to talk about? Like you had a set of questions, and it almost doesn't even matter if you sat there and read them. Like it just, they're really thoughtful, meaningful questions that cause me to reflect on a deeper level. I remember one of the exercises, I don't remember specifically what the word was that we were kind of focusing on for that session, but you asked me to go back in time, sort of remember from childhood or, earlier years, a time when I was doing those particular things. And I remember that being really powerful because you can sit in the present moment and think like, oh, I want to do these things and I want to be this kind of person. But then to realize, oh, I've already done these things and I've been that kind of person. And how did I do it and what were the supports around me? And so it helped me realize that, I guess it helped me find my own answers to the journey. It wasn't just sitting down with you and then you tell me, oh, you should do this with your life, or this part isn't working and we should problem solve that. It was just sort of these really intentional questions. And then when you repeat back your big takeaways, that was huge. And then also having that list at the end where it would be sort of, these are your commitments that you've agreed to. And I felt like, all of a sudden, I better get my pen out and start writing these things down because, next time we meet, you're going to be checking on those things. And did I do that? And sometimes I waited till the very last second to do them, but then that was interesting too. Like, why did I wait? So, I think the structure and the questions were huge.
As a fellow coach and a friend of Sean's, I can tell you he's helped me a number of times in my coaching business. He has this unique ability to really see your potential, things that are lying just under the surface that you can't really see. He sees them, brings it up in a way that really makes sense and allows you to take action. So if he can coach a coach, he can definitely coach you. I highly recommend Sean.
Hi, I've had the privilege of working with Sean as my coach, and I just want to tell you that Sean is just an amazing individual. I found him to be very thoughtful, systematic, no surprise with his background, right? And he also really held my feet to the fire. When he saw that I was identifying issues, he really dug deeper and into a level where I was really able to get a breakthrough in my own learning about myself and how to move forward in achieving my goals. So I really appreciated working with him and being able to have someone really help me through some of the difficult challenges that I was dealing with in my personal and professional life. So if you are looking to find a world-class coach that's going to help challenge you, that's going to help push you, that's going to help you achieve your goals, whatever they might be that you want, then you're going to want to work with Sean. Thank you so much, Sean, for continuing to support me and being an advocate for me and my goals.